Well, hello there, friends, and welcome back to TJKidz Super Fun Stories, where imagination becomes reality. Today's adventure is all about creativity, confidence, and a little bit of, well, unexpected engineering. Mandy has always loved her scooter, but now that she's getting older, she's starting to wonder if it's still cool enough. And what she decides to do about that? Oh, it leads to quite the ride. So grab a comfy spot, get cozy, and join me for this adventure. Mandy and the Super Scooter. Mandy had loved her scooter for as long as she could remember. She got it when she was 6 years old. It was white and purple, with lights along the base that glowed at night. Even the wheels lit up when she rode. And right in the middle of the handlebars sat a big plastic unicorn head with a majestic horn and bright blue eyes. Back then, she thought it was the coolest thing in the world. She and her friends used to scooter everywhere, around the neighborhood, to the park, sometimes even to school if the weather was nice. They'd race down the sidewalk, then collapse in the grass with slushies, and talk about absolutely nothing for an hour. But now Mandy was 10. Her scooter still fit her. The handlebars could raise as she grew. But some of the features felt a little young. None of her friends had unicorn heads on their scooters anymore. They all had fancy, new, big kid scooters. And not just any scooters. Electric scooters. They zipped around without pumping their feet at all. Meanwhile, Mandy was working harder than ever just to keep up. "You should just get an electric scooter," her friend Samantha said one afternoon as they rode home from school. Sam's scooter hummed along effortlessly while Mandy pushed off the ground over and over. "My parents won't let me," Mandy said. "They say electric scooters make kids lazy, and that I should be running around and getting exercise at my age." Sam shrugged her shoulders. "I mean, exercise is good and all, but these are really fun. And fun is important too." Mandy thought about that. She was having fun. She loved her scooter. But she missed the old days when everyone rode together at the same speed. Now she was always behind, pumping her legs like she was training for a marathon. That night, she tried again. "Mom, Dad, can I please get an electric scooter? Everyone has one now." Her parents looked at one another, then turned to Mandy. "Mandy," her mom said gently, "just because your friends have something doesn't mean that you need it too." "There will always be things that other people have that you don't," her dad added, "and things that you have that they don't." "But I can't keep up," Mandy said. "I feel left out." Her parents understood, but the answer stayed the same. "No electric scooter," her dad said. "Not right now, anyway. Your scooter still works fine as it is right now." I knew you guys would say that," Mandy said as she stormed off to her room. That night, Mandy went to bed frustrated. She stared at the ceiling, thinking about her old unicorn scooter. She had taken the unicorn head off last year because she didn't want to look like a little kid. But she still kept it in her closet. She really liked it. She was just worried her friends would laugh. Mandy tossed and turned as she tried to sleep. She rolled onto her side. Fine, she thought. If they won't buy me an electric scooter, I'll build one myself, and it'll be the best one ever. Mandy wasn't just guessing. She loved robotics. She loved gears and circuits and programming. She took an after-school STEM class twice a week, and she was always tinkering with something. So the next day, she scooted to school, the old-fashioned way, and brought her scooter into STEM class. Whenever the teacher wasn't looking, Mandy worked on her secret project. She added a battery pack, wired in a tiny motor, and attached a small digital screen where the unicorn head used to be. She programmed voice commands. She even gave the scooter a name, Scotty Scooter. One day, in STEM class, as she was tightening some screws, the screen flickered on. A digital unicorn face appeared with a neon outline, blue eyes, and a shiny unicorn horn. "Hello," the scooter said in a cheerful robotic voice. Mandy looked around, hoping no one else heard. Mr. McMeasy looked up from his desk. "Who said that?" "Alert," said the robot unicorn voice. "Detecting Mr. McMeany. Commencing act like a statue protocol." The scooter went completely silent. The class erupted in giggles. Mr. McMeasy scanned the classroom. "Did someone just call me Mr. McMeany?" "Nope," Mandy said quickly. "Definitely not. I didn't hear anything." Mr. McMeasy squinted at her, suspicion in his eyes. After a few moments, Mr. McMeasy went back to his reading. Mandy turned to Scotty Scooter. "Are you trying to get me in trouble or what?" she whispered. Then she quickly pushed the power button to turn off Scotty Scooter, just to make sure he didn't have any more programming glitches. Over the next few weeks, Mandy kept upgrading Scotty. She added a speed boost button. She added a tow cable hidden underneath. She added GPS. She added safety mode. She added a voice command for almost everything. Finally, Scotty was ready, and Mandy could not wait to test him out. One Saturday afternoon, Mandy and her friends planned to meet at the park for a neighborhood ride. Mandy showed up with Scotty, the digital unicorn face glowing softly on the screen. "Hey guys," she said, "meet Scotty." The screen lit up as Scotty spoke. "Hello friends, I am Scotty Scooter. A pleasant day for a ride, don't you think?" Sam's mouth flew open. "It talks?" "Oh, it does more than talk," Mandy said proudly. "I built this baby myself. It's got all the bells and whistles." "It has bells and whistles too?" asked another friend. "Where?" That's just an expression," said Sam. "I'm pretty sure she means it can do a lot of things." They all started riding. The electric scooters hummed softly. Scotty rolled alongside them, awaiting Mandy's instruction. Then Mandy got an idea. "Check this out," she said. She pressed the speed boost button. Scotty shot forward like a rocket. "Woo-hoo!" Mandy yelled as she zoomed past her friends. But the boost was stronger than she expected. The scooter wobbled. Mandy tried to steady herself, but the speed was too much. She veered off the path, hit a bump, and flew straight into a muddy ditch. Splat! She sank halfway into the mud. "Scotty," she called, "I need help." "On my way, Amanda," Scotty responded immediately. Rescue protocol enabled. He rolled off the sidewalk, down the slope, and right up to the edge of the mud. Scotty's scooter turned around. Activating tow cable, Scotty said. A small cable shot out from underneath. Mandy grabbed onto it, and Scotty pulled her out of the mud with surprising strength. Thanks, Scotty, she said. I probably shouldn't have tried to show off. No problem, Scotty replied. Scotty's scooter at your service. Then his screen dimmed. Low power. Manual charge required. System shutting down. Oh no, Mandy said. Not now. She waited and waited. Finally, her friends arrived. We were worried, Sam said. You were going so fast. Wait, why are you covered in mud? Speed boost needs some adjustments, Mandy said, and they all laughed. Then Sam looked at her scooter. My scooter battery's almost dead. Mine too, another friend said. Same, said a third. Mandy sighed. Scotty used all of his power rescuing me. I guess we're all going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. They all started manually scooting home. It had been a while since they'd done it for more than a few minutes. Wow, Sam said. This is exhausting. I can't believe we used to do this for hours, said another friend. Maybe we're getting out of shape, someone else added. They laughed, huffing and puffing, as they pushed along. Then Scotty's screen flickered back on. Power restored. Would you like me to take over, Amanda? Her friends all looked over. How did it recharge? Sam asked. Mandy smiled. I built in a manual recharge. When I scoot with my leg, the battery recharges. Her friends were huffing and puffing and looked ready to collapse. Mandy had an idea. Scotty, she said, release tow cable. Releasing tow cable, Scotty replied. The cable extended again. Everyone grab on, Mandy said. They all grabbed a section of the tow cable. Full steam ahead, Scotty! Scotty pulled all of them, 5 kids on scooters, down the sidewalk like a tiny robotic train. They all laughed the whole way. This is awesome, one friend shouted. Scotty, the scooter taxi! When they reached their street, her friends jumped off. You should totally sell these, Sam said. This is the coolest thing ever. Another friend waved goodbye to Scotty's scooter. See you later, Scotty Gator. After a while, human child, Scotty replied. Everyone laughed at Scotty's little joke. As Mandy rolled into her driveway, her parents were outside working in the yard. Mandy? Said her mom. What is that? Her dad pointed at the glowing unicorn face. And why does it look like it's staring at me? Mandy let out a nervous giggle. Okay, I have something to tell you. She explained everything. The STEM class, the upgrades to her old scooter, the voice commands, the rescue, the mud, the tow cable, the manual recharge. She didn't leave out a single detail. Her parents listened attentively, without saying a word. When she finished explaining, Mandy's mom said, Mandy, this is incredible. And you built all of this yourself? Asked her dad. Yeah, Mandy said. I just wanted to keep up with my friends, and I kind of missed my old unicorn head, so I made a digital one instead. And I couldn't resist adding a few other upgrades. Her parents laughed. You sure did, said her mom. You should enter this in the school STEM Expo. You really should, her dad agreed. This is amazing work. So Mandy entered Scotty in the STEM Expo. She demonstrated the voice commands. She showed the GPS. She showed the tow cable. She showed the manual recharge mode. She showed the digital unicorn face, which winked at the judges. A little tweak Mandy made before the expo. Scotty even said, Greetings, esteemed humans. I am Scotty Scooter, version 1.0. Please do not spill juice on my circuits. The judges laughed. Mandy won first place. But that wasn't the end of it. A few days later, a scooter company emailed the school asking if they could talk to Mandy about her design. They didn't promise anything. They just wanted to learn more. Mandy didn't know what would happen next. Maybe they would want to partner up with her to mass produce her scooter designs. Maybe they wanted to know how she did it. But she knew one thing for sure. She didn't need the newest scooter to fit in. She didn't need to copy her friends. She could build something amazing all on her own. All she needed was a little skill, a little confidence, and time. Mandy headed out to the garage where Scotty Scooter was out there waiting for her. Ready for our next adventure, Amanda? Mandy smiled. Always. The end. And that's the end of our story for today, friends. Wow, Mandy really took things to the next level, didn't she? What started as a simple scooter turned into something totally unique because she used her imagination, her skills, and her confidence to build something her way. And that's a pretty awesome reminder for all of us. And hey, that leads me to a moral I learned from this story. You don't have to have the newest or fanciest thing to fit in. You don't have to match what everyone else is doing. Sometimes the coolest things in life are the ones you create yourself. And when you believe in your ideas, even the wild ones, you might just surprise yourself and everyone else with what you can build. And hey parents, before you go, don't forget to follow TJKidz on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app so you never miss a new story. We're also on YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Facebook, all the socials. So feel free to follow us there for updates, new blog posts, behind-the-scenes stuff, and new releases. Just search for TJKidz, that's kids with a Z. Well, that's it for today, friends. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Toodles!